Good afternoon, friends. And I gotta say afternoon because it's afternoon. So yeah, man. I'm gonna take a break from the steps again today, just to kind of go over last night. What an incredible opportunity to just hang out with kids and have a boys' night. So sincerest and most heartfelt thanks to my kids, to their friends, to everybody that came out to that show, to the artists that were wonderful enough to share their time. 2 years ago, we had planned this boys' night, and for it to finally happen last night to a sold out crowd was just incredible, and I'm so grateful for it. It was wonderful to just be in that environment and to share that time with everybody. I had a hard time. Let me go back a little bit. I had a hard time when the kids were first kind of bringing home their tastes in music. Some parents are hockey parents, some parents are baseball parents. Our guys never really showed a lot of interest in those things. The things they were passionate about were basketball, played a lot of basketball until they got to high school, and then that kind of switched to football. So that was a lot of fun for us. We got to be basketball parents, football parents, and curling. They spent a lot of time at the curling rink. They really did, and have done some pretty remarkable things in our community with their passion for curling. So to that end, I mean, hockey parents and baseball parents, things like that just wasn't us. Beyond the sports stuff, music was the thing for our guys. And so we got a chance to, when Josh is in university, we got a chance to go see him as part of the university singers in an opera. Recitals, things like that are the kind of things that we got into. And then as they started to get a little older, obviously, the shows that they've been, building and putting together and producing kind of grew out of our basement and got into other venues. So you get to a couple of bars and you get to a couple of venues like that, so you can kind of see the rock show there that they're going to put on. And it's definitely not the stadium seating at a football game, but it has its own rewards. Myself, I was able to enjoy some music when I was a younger guy, and got to hang out with a few bands when I was a younger guy, and had my own fun doing that kind of stuff. So I was able to share those experiences with the guys as they were coming up and they were putting their own shows together. When it came to mixing and putting a show together like that, actually running the mix board, stuff like that, I was able to kind of share some of my limited experience with them. But certainly the digital age being upon us now, they have access to far better equipment, far better gear, and this just makes a whole different environment come to life when you're at a rock show nowadays. So it was wonderful to see that firsthand. And I had some difficulty with the music that they would bring home. So to actually see it live last night, and be able to draw those connections to my own experiences when I was a younger guy going to rock shows was wonderful, and I'm so grateful for it, man. I really am. I am an absolute fan. And it was wonderful to be a show dad. When some of the young people that were there, kind of found themselves going a little sideways, for them to be able to pop over to me and know that Moab Dad's a safe guy, and they're gonna be safe, as long as they're kind of hanging out by me. That felt really good. It really did, man. So I'm grateful for that. Beyond that, I think it needs to be pointed out that yesterday being St. Patrick's Day, I've seen so many posts and so many comment threads kind of erupting on the internet and Facebook, Twitter, what have you. It didn't even occur to me that yesterday was St. Patrick's Day until the show was over and we were leaving the venue, and some of the revelry that had poured out onto the streets in London, Ontario was kind of there for everybody to see. And the sea of green was everywhere. Um, it didn't even occur to me that, oh man, it's St. Patrick's Day. Um, that's the beauty of kind of where I'm at this part of my recovery journey. Um, we had planned this boys' night for so long, for it to finally be upon us. I don't think either one of us, any one of us, gave it a second thought, and that was just wonderful. It was wonderful to be, the show dad, the safe place for other people who were maybe having a couple of drinks, a couple of young women, just being able to rely on me as a safe point A for them to, hold my purse, watch my drink, make sure nothing ends up in it, that kind of stuff. It was just such a wonderful thing for me to experience that. And certainly, not something I would encourage anybody, especially early in sobriety, to consider at this point, but I'm 25 years on, and I'm not saying that makes it okay. It's just the uniqueness of my journey, that I have this ability to be comfortable and confident in my own skin, that this place for me is a safe place to be, and I'm so grateful for it. I'm just so grateful to have this time with my children and their friends. So yeah, I don't know what that means. I don't know if it amounts to anything for anybody. To be able to share my joy with you, that just means everything, and that's kind of why I'm doing this anyway. So I'll wrap up by saying I was able to, just before I turned the ring light on and hit the record button, I was able to enjoy a conversation with my middle son. He's definitely had some difficult times in the last couple of years, and there is a potential for some of that difficulty to really take root last night and kind of put a shadow on what could have otherwise been a wonderful night. And we as a collective, the young men that were part of our evening, his two brothers, close family friend, the five of us were able to come together and kind of squash that and wipe that shadow away, so the beautiful light that was last evening could shine for all of us. And I'm proud and I'm grateful that all of us were able to do that. The joy that we take from last night could have been something very much, very, very, very different. And we made sure that didn't happen. To be able to talk about that with him so openly, this afternoon, is just a testament for me. The power of recovery, the power of sobriety. What we even spoke about this evening was, or this afternoon I should say, was the effort and the work that has gone into changing this narrative. What my father grew up with, what I then grew up with, and what I'm imparting to my own children are very different things. Very different things indeed. And that's what Alcoholics Anonymous, specifically for me, that's what recovery for others can mean. We can change this generational brokenness and bring about healing and light and joy, inventing new and unexpectedly amazing traditions for ourselves, finding ourselves at places that we never imagined possible. I just want to impress upon everybody that one day at a time, one moment at a time, the world can be a brand new place for you, and I pray that for you. So, with that, I'm going to hit the stop button. Put this one in the books. I guess step 10 will be tomorrow, and I'm going to wish these guys all the best, man. Have a great weekend. It's Friday, man, and this weather, at least here in our little corner of Elmer, Ontario, Canada, is amazing. So get out there and enjoy it. And March Madness is upon us, so there's some fantastic basketball to watch. It works. It works remarkably well if we work it one day at a time, friends. I love you all, and I'm cheering you on. Take care, guys. Bye.